What should I sell online? That's the question we're going to answer today in this episode of Ask Derek.
Welcome to another Ask Derek edition of the Entrepreneur Ignited podcast.
Do you have questions about launching and growing your online business?
He's got answers. Just ask Derek.
No BS, no fluff, no hype. Just straight answers to your questions.
Now, here's your host, Derek Gehl.
Welcome to another episode of the Entrepreneur Ignited podcast, Ask Derek edition. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, you can also head over to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Derek Gehl, Derek Gehl, and you can check out this podcast there. And there's actually a video of me with my handy dandy little flip chart here. Alternatively, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my podcast on iTunes or on SoundCloud. Just search Derek Gehl and you'll find me there. Or Entrepreneur Ignited, you'll find me as well. So, in this episode of Ask Derek, I want to answer the question that I get all the time from people that are just starting their businesses online, or not starting their businesses, but actually looking for a way to make money online, looking for a business to start online. And naturally, one of the first questions people ask me when they say, "Hey, Derek, I want to make money online," they say, "What do I sell? What to sell? What should I sell?" And I want to shift that question because the right question is, what kind of business should I start? Okay? I'm never going to say to you, "Here, go sell this product." Because if I was telling you, "Here, go sell this product," I'm probably telling 1,000 other people to go sell the same thing. That's not good. I teach people how to start real businesses, real unique businesses that build real value and build income for you over long periods of time. So, what I want to do today is I want to give you a framework to help you figure out what kind of businesses you want to be in and what type of product it is that you actually want to sell. So, before you ever decide on a product to sell, I have what I call decision criteria. And these decision criteria are the criteria that I look for that a business idea must meet at one level or another before I would say, "Hey, yeah, this is actually something I want to pursue." So first thing I want to do is I want to go through my decision-making criteria. Now, number one on the list of decision-making criteria, if a business is something I want to pursue, is profitability. And you know, it's not about the size of the market. It's not about the number of products I can sell per se, although that's important. The very first thing I want to know is how profitable can I be in a specific market? So, for example, if I decided, "Hey, I want to go sell shoes online," okay? Now, I'm competing against big mega companies like Zappos that are always going to have be able to get products cheaper than I am because I'm a small player in that big market. So for me to compete against them, I'm going to have really low profit margins, which means my profitability is going to be very low. I personally, and this is my own personal choice, I don't want to be in a business where I'm only making a few bucks on an order. So let's say I'm selling something for $30, and if I'm making 20% on that, that's $6. Now, how many products do I have to make to make let's say $100,000. Well, what's 100,000 divided by 6? It's a lot. I've got to sell a lot of products, which means there's a lot of higher costs associated with it. There's a lot more customers. There's a lot more customer service, all the stuff that goes along with that. So, you know, I never want to get into a market personally where I'm competing on price because frankly, it always becomes a race to a bottom and that's not where I want to be. So when I'm looking for products to sell online, one of the very first things I'm going to assess is, okay, what is the profitability of that product? So for each product I sell for X amount, how much of that X amount do I get to put in my pocket? And so I want to look for products that have high profit margins. I don't care what it is I'm doing. If I can't make a significant profit margin, 30, 40, 50% or more, it's probably not something I'm interested in. And of course, price point does play a role in that as well. If I'm selling $10 products and that's all I can ever sell in a specific niche, well, I can't have a big profit margin because, well, there's not a lot of profit in there. Even if it's all profit, it's still not a lot of money, right? So I want to look for products where I have a higher ticket item, a higher transaction value with a high profit margin. That means I get to keep more of it. All right, so profitability, number one, when you're looking at products to sell online, that's key. Number two, and this is really important to me, is lifestyle. I used to have a large company, and I used to have 100 staff and 2 offices, and God, I'd work 60, 70 hours a week. I would sit in traffic, and yeah, at its peak, we were doing $30 million a year in sales, which was fantastic, but I had no life. And so when we sold that company, I decided that any business that I went into going forward, lifestyle played a really important role in deciding whether or not that was what I wanted to do. Look, that's the beauty of the internet, is we can create these incredible businesses, and in this day and age, with the technology we have, if we do it correctly, we can run them from a laptop anywhere in the world, whenever we want, wherever we want. So for me, when I look at a potential business opportunity, it has to obviously have high profitability, but I want to be able to maintain a lifestyle of freedom. I never want to create a business that's going to require me personally to have a warehouse, to have an office, to have a physical team, to be dealing with clients on a regular basis that requires me to invest all my time into it. I want to create stuff that scales. I want to go into businesses that allow me freedom and flexibility. And the good news is the internet allows us to do that in so many different niches and so many different businesses today. So again, when you're looking at a potential product, ask yourself, am I going to be able to have the lifestyle I want? Is it not only going to give me enough money, but also give me the freedom to spend time with my family, the freedom to work wherever I want? Or am I going to have an office eventually? Am I going to have a warehouse? Am I going to do manufacturing? Am I going to have to do all that stuff? And if you decide, hey, I want to have a big business, and that's what you want to do, go for it. But always ask that question. What kind of life do I want? In 5 years from now, what do I want my life to look like? Where do I want to be working? Do I want to be commuting? Do I want to have an office? And if I don't, I want to make decisions that are going to support that, okay? So that brings us to our third criteria, and that's risk. And so again, the beauty of the internet is you shouldn't have to invest a ton of money and a ton of time to figure out if an idea is going to be valuable or viable, okay? So look, no business idea is a guaranteed home run. The more experience you have as an entrepreneur, the better you get at hitting those home runs. But before I ever invest a ton of money into a market, into developing products, potentially even manufacturing stuff, building teams, I'm going to test it, and I'm going to test small, and I'm going to test fast. So risk is important. How much money and time do you have to invest before you're going to see a return? And then what is the potential return that you're going to get based on the amount you're putting into it? If it's going to cost me $25,000 in inventory and development, and it's going to take 6 months, and it has the potential to generate $3,000 a month, is that a good ROI? Is that worth the risk? Probably not, because it's going to take me a year or two before I'm ever going to make that back. So I want something that I can see return from quickly and that I can test small. So assess the risk. And then the last one is a criteria that I don't think enough people actually think about when they first get online, and that's sustainability. And sustainability is when I find an opportunity, what is the long-term potential of this opportunity? And so many internet businesses, there's 2 types of businesses. There's businesses and opportunities on the internet where we're building an asset, where we're creating a real business. What's a real business? Well, it's a business where we have real products, where we're creating real value for a market, where we're building a database of people that have invested in our products that we can build relationships with and then go back to and sell additional products to. That's personally the kind of business I want to start. But for whatever reason, a lot of people get online and they're like, where can I make quick cash? Where can I make a quick buck? How do I get rich overnight? Now, if you ever find the get rich overnight button, let me know. Because the fact is to create any kind of income online, it takes discipline, it takes perseverance, and it takes work. Now, the beauty of the internet is you can get started with very little investment. You can get started in your spare time. You don't have to start an office, all that good stuff. That's great. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at an opportunity, because I tell you, you're going to go into Google or YouTube or whatever, and you're going to type in, how do I make money online? And you're going to find all sorts of opportunities. And you'll find the guys that are pitching the get rich quick stuff. And, maybe somebody did find a hack in Google to fool it to get traffic. But anytime there's a hack or a strategy that's kind of a backdoor or a niche that nobody's found yet, more than likely, it's going to go away eventually. If you found a backdoor to get rankings in Google or a hack to get listed really high and get traffic from YouTube or something like that, it's always going to be a short-term strategy. And I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying be aware that, look, if you create an entire income and business around, a backdoor into getting good Google rankings by violating their policies, doing black hat, well, know that you're walking a fine line and that income could go away at any day. Whereas if you're playing by the rules and building a real business, you're going to have an asset that's going to pay dividends year in and year out. And I've seen this countless times over the past 17 years. Back in the day, people used to arbitrage traffic from AdWords to different, using pay-per-click marketing, stuff like that. So basically buying traffic, reselling it at a higher price. Obviously that wasn't sustainable. Or somebody would find a black hat strategy to get great rankings in Google and fool the Google search algorithm. Google would catch on, make a change, and sometimes that would last for 6 months, sometimes that would last for a year or even a couple years, and they'd get comfortable with that. But the fact is they weren't creating real value in a real market, building a real business with real products and real customers. So that income went away, and oh my goodness, I've built a life around this income, and now I'm scrambling because I didn't build an asset that's going to continue to pay. Okay? So again, whenever I'm looking at going into a market or approaching a product or trying a new strategy, I'm going to ask myself, is it going to be profitable and how profitable? Can I do it and maintain the lifestyle I want? How much risk is there? How much time and money am I going to invest before I actually see a return? And is there a real business, a sustainable business here that I can continue to build on and grow? And so ultimately, these are the 4 criteria that I'm going to measure against. I want to make sure I can maintain the lifestyle, make as much money as possible, and there's long-term value there. Okay, so now that we know what those criteria is, let's take a little step forward here, and now let's talk about the primary online business models that exist. And it really comes down, in my books, to 4 models, 4 big models. And so the very first one is selling services online. And, if you have a skill that you can deliver virtually, whether it be graphics, programming, development, writing, accounting, administration stuff, whatever that is, you could effectively be online and generating income by the end of this week by simply going to sites like Fiverr.com, Upwork.com, Elance, Freelancer, setting up profiles and start marketing and selling your services to people that you're delivering virtually. Now, services can be a great way to start creating fast cash, but the problem with services is even if you find ways to automate and stuff, you're still trading your time for money. And as an entrepreneur, we can never scale and create freedom as well as an abundance of money if we're continually trading our time for money. Even if you can charge exorbitant rates, there's a cap there, right? So services though are, there's lots of people doing great services, and if you have a skill and you want to create cash, you can do services online. And the beauty of selling a service online like that you can deliver virtually is it does support a great lifestyle. You can earn a good income and you can work wherever you happen to be as long as you have an internet connection and a laptop. And obviously you need some kind of service that you can deliver virtually. And if you want ideas, go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, see what kind of categories are out there, what kind of services are being offered. Maybe you have a skill you didn't even think about that you could start offering and, replace the income from a job that you have and start working, at least getting that lifestyle and working online and then eventually moving to products, if that's what you want to do. All right, our second primary business model is selling physical products. And physical products is an absolutely booming market and is growing at a phenomenal rate. And the reason why is because people all over the world now, rather than going down to their local mall to buy stuff that they buy every day, are just going online, and they're going to the big e-commerce websites like Amazon, like eBay, and different e-commerce websites in different countries, and they're just buying regular stuff that you would normally go down to your local Walmart or Sears or Home Depot or whatever to buy, and they're having it delivered to their home. And so physical products nowadays, you can buy just about and sell just about anything on the internet. So, but I gotta caution you, again, physical products, although they can be very profitable, you need to approach it the right way. And right now, there's a whole movement of people that are getting really excited about going out and sourcing cheap products from overseas, from countries like China, directly from manufacturers, which has gotten much easier, bringing them into the country and leveraging platforms like Amazon and eBay to sell those products. But if you're primarily focused on getting a product, selling it, and taking that money, and you're not thinking about creating a real business, creating a brand, creating customers, creating long-term, creating your own websites, you're in for a surprise, because you might make some money up front, but you're not building long-term assets in your business. Okay, so again, physical products are great. There's a ton of niches out there. If you start looking on Amazon, you'll find there's lots of great niches out there. Sourcing products has become far easier with sites like Alibaba.com, getting those products from China. But before you dive into that, you need to make sure you know what you're doing and you have an education and are learning from people that are actually doing it themselves, people that are selling on Amazon, people that are selling on eBay. And keep in mind, all physical products are not created equal. On Amazon, there's a ton of categories where people are competing on price. Take iPhone cases, for example. There's a ton of different iPhone cases out there. And if you went and created an iPhone case and you sourced it from China and decided, hey, I'm going to sell that on Amazon today because there's lots of people looking for it, trying to compete in that market right now would be really, really tough. Okay? It would be really hard to be profitable because you've got people that are buying huge volumes at very low prices that are already established. So again, you want to find your niche there. All right, and I could talk about that forever. So let's move on to our third online business model, and that is digital. And when I say digital, what I'm talking about is electronic products, anything that can be delivered electronically. So this really comes, in my books, this comes down to two things. One, information. And information can take multiple forms. It can be ebooks, it can be videos, it can be trainings, it can be membership websites, any kind of knowledge you can deliver electronically. And the other side of that is software. So software that people can download electronically as well. Those are sort of the two open, easy categories for people to get into. Now, for your first product, would I recommend software? Probably not, okay? Because software is, unless you're a developer. If you're a developer, you know how to create software. Software is an awesome business to be in. Find a small problem, solve that problem with software. You've got a market, away you go. Alternatively, if you've never been involved in software, an easier place to start, and my hands down absolute favorite market product category is information. Over my career, my companies have sold over $110 million in products on the internet. Now, those are companies that I've controlled directly. And if I look at the vast majority of those gross sales, the majority of that, in excess of 80%, was all done through information marketing. And today, information marketing is brilliant because it can all be delivered electronically. Gone are the days where people, back when I first started, heck, we even had tapes, like audio tapes, and then CDs, and then DVDs and books and stuff we used to send out. Nowadays, people don't expect that, and in many cases, people don't even want that. They want ebooks, they want membership websites, they want video trainings, they want stuff they can consume online through their smartphones, their iPads, and their computers. And so, this is a fantastic opportunity because what people don't realize is information marketing is a massive industry today, and it's growing at a phenomenal rate. In 2015, they're on track for $52 billion in online course sales. That's freaking huge. The information industry globally now is over $400 billion. And it's growing and growing and growing. And I could explain why, and maybe I'll do another video on that because it really relates to, Maslow's hierarchy of needs and where we are as a species, yearning, trying to get knowledge. But this is an incredible opportunity for people like yourself who are just getting started online saying, hey, what do I sell? To get into products that have high profitability, that are in demand, that are easy to create, that allow you to create exceptional incomes while still having a life and having freedom. Because with electronic products, we don't have to go out there and invest in inventory. Once I've created a membership site or an ebook or a video or a training product, there's a huge, huge profit margin there because for me to deliver it to 100 or 1,000 people, there's no additional cost, which is absolutely fantastic. It's high profit margin. And again, when you go to sites like ClickBank and look in their marketplace or in Udemy, you will see this vast hundreds of categories where people are actively buying information from obscure and niche to the more common and mainstream. When somebody has a problem, they're looking for a skill, they're looking to improve something, they're going online and they're looking for information. And if you know how to package your information, if you know how to sell that information, people will invest in that. So information marketing is a fantastic place to get started, which brings us to our last product category, and that is our online business model, and that's affiliate marketing. Now, I'm going to use affiliate marketing as a bit of a catch-all here, okay? And affiliate marketing is effectively getting paid for sending buyers to other people's websites. So if I was your affiliate and you were selling a product, somebody came to my website and I recommend them to your website, they buy the product, you pay me a commission for sending that person. Now you can go out today and through sites like ClickBank and Amazon and Share a Sale and JVZoo and all these big sites and individual companies as well, you can effectively go out there and sell just about anything you want and get paid a commission for it, which is fantastic. And it's a great way to A, test markets, B, to get started and start getting cash flow, and C, to make money on the back end as well. And so affiliate marketing, again, if you're just getting started and you don't know what to sell, but there's a market, find a group of people that maybe it's an area you know about, something you're passionate about, and head on in there and simply create a blog, start creating information, start creating lead magnets. Lead magnets are opt-in offers, stuff to get people to give you their email address. Start building relationships with them, educating them, sharing knowledge, and then once you have that relationship, start recommending affiliate products and start generating income that way. That's probably the absolute hands down easiest way to get started, to start building income. And then from there, you can start building your own digital products. And, that's one of the beauties of affiliate programs is I can sell physical products, but I don't have to buy them because I'll just recommend Amazon or somebody else's website that is selling them and I'll get a commission. Now, will it be as much margin, as much profit, as much commission as I would if I had the product myself? No, it wouldn't, because there's a middleman, in there. It's splitting the pie up a little more, but I don't have to worry about all the headaches that come with physical products. So that's the beauty of affiliate marketing. And I guess there is one other model in here, and I didn't put it down because honestly, it's not my favorite model, and that's the advertising model. And the advertising model is effectively building a web property or a website that gets so much traffic that people want to pay you for advertising. Or by running banner ads and AdSense and ads and stuff like that on your website where you get paid. But the reason I'm not talking about that right now is because when you're first getting started in this day and age, creating a web property that gets enough traffic to generate real income purely through advertising, it's kind of difficult to do. And so, our primary online business models, I break it down to services, physical products, digital, and affiliate. But to wrap up this episode, what I want to do is I want to share with you what I believe to be the absolute best business model. And that business model is what I call put that page over, wrong page, 1 second here. That business model is what I call the hybrid model. And the hybrid model is the most powerful, profitable, scalable, sustainable model in my books. And it starts with this. You start with information marketing. you find a niche, you find a market. You start listening to those people, listening to what they're talking about on Facebook groups and forums. What are they searching for in the search engines? More specifically, you're looking for what problems do they have? What questions are they asking? What information and knowledge do they need? And then you utilize that information to start creating your own info products. Ebooks, membership websites, giveaways, free reports, checklists, blueprints. Some of them you give away for free, and you can even have ones you sell. But you leverage that information to do two things. One, to build your database of email addresses, people that have come to you and requested information. And now these are people that you have an established relationship with. They know you, they trust you. And then once somebody has invested in you and learned from you, you become what I call their trusted advisor in that particular area, in that space. If somebody came to you and said, I have a horrible slice when I drive the golf ball, and you shared with them, gave them some videos, gave them some exercise, some tools that they could use to correct that slice and increase their drive, you've now become effectively a trusted golf advisor for them. And now, once you have that level of credibility, you can leverage that credibility to start recommending other products. Whether it be physical products, services, affiliate products, whatever that may be, you can now have a long-term relationship with these people that pays over and over and over. And the beauty of this is you can follow up with them using email. You've captured that email address, and using email, you can cost effectively follow up with hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people. And today, the number everybody seems to be throwing around, which seems to be the average, is once you've built a business and you have a sales funnel where people come in through different lead magnets, opt-in offers, and then you have a sequence of offers to follow up with those people, what you're going to see is over their lifetime, on average, you're going to make $1, and I've heard higher than this, but I'll stick with $1, $1 per email per month in your database. So if you start a database, you start a business, a website, and start capturing email addresses and start building sales funnels, selling info products, maybe physical products, affiliate products, and learning the marketing skills to maximize that relationship, maximize the ROI on that database. If you had 10,000 people, you could be earning $10,000 a month from that database, selling any of these products. But it starts with information, where you become that trusted advisor and you build from there. So, when somebody asks me, what do I sell online? My answer is this. Find a niche, find a market, find a group of people that maybe it's in an area you're passionate about. Maybe it's an area you'd like to learn more about. But where there's demand, listen to them. Look for problems they're having. Start building a database of people by giving them free information. And then move them up to get them to start to invest in your information. Become that trusted advisor. Learn the marketing skills to build the funnels, to recommend affiliate products, sell physical products, sell additional information products, and start generating that consistent income from that database every single month. And that becomes an asset. That becomes a long-term, sustainable business. And at the end of the day, you always have that database and you always have that relationship. And so even if your website blows up and disappears one day, or Google gets, changes and stops sending you traffic, or whatever that may be, you can always send an email and start generating revenue while you start building up other streams. So that is my answer to what do I sell online? Hope you learned something.
Thanks for listening to another info-packed episode of the Entrepreneur Ignited podcast with Derek Gehl.
For links to all of the resources plus an entire transcript of this episode, go to entrepreneurignited.com/podcast.
Make sure you never miss another episode. Subscribe now on iTunes or SoundCloud.